Good evening and welcome to Westby, Wisconsin for tonight's WIAA Regional Championship contest between the Prairie to Chien Blackhawks and the Westby Norsemen. We'll have starting lineups and a couple of pregame announcements here shortly. Please stay with us. Beautiful night for softball. Playoff intensity is in the air, and it should be a dandy of a softball game. So stick with us. We'll be right back for the start of tonight's game. Welcome back to Westby High School. We're just about ready to get underway. Just did the presentation of the national anthem, final conferences between the teams, and Westby is just about ready to take the field. So starting lineups for the Prairie to Chien Blackhawks. Leading off and doing the pitching is number 8, Scout Hall. Batting second is the catcher, Ireland Chica. Batting third is the shortstop, Regan Hanna. And batting fourth and playing center field is Josie Fuller. Batting fifth, playing first base is Kate Mitchell. Batting sixth and in right field is Mia Dahl. Designated player batting seventh is Kaylee Quick. Batting eighth, playing second base is Ashlyn Knapp. Batting ninth and playing left field is Madison Baumgartner. And the flex player playing third base tonight is Ella Lang. Defensively for the Westby Lady Norse, Jada Berg is doing the pitching. Kennedy Brigham is behind the plate. Easton Grass is at first base. Olivia Nedlund is at second base. Whitney Hansen is at shortstop. Maddie Comey at third base. Abby Lease is out in left. Hannah Nelson is in center, and Kenzie Stelner is in right field. Pretty standard lineup if you've been following the Westby Lady Norse as they take their 19-2 record into this game against Prairie du Chien, who is 12-10. A little bit of a deceiving. They play a pretty tough schedule. This is a rematch of last year's sectional semifinal. Westby was victorious in that game, I believe 7-3, I think was the score. That was down at Prairie du Chien last year. So we got a rematch going. Leading off will be Scout Hall, the junior pitcher, batting left-handed. Just about ready to be underway here. Berg has the sign. First pitch of the game is a strike. Prairie du Chien is coached by Liz Hall. Assistant coaches are Pat Hall, Peyton Hall, Beth Wagner, and Trish DeLeo. Second pitch up and in. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Westby is coached by head coach Morgan Stenciline, assisted by Randy Strengthseline, the JV coach Irina Kwame, and the JV assistant coach John Maladal. As Hall hits this one and Comey bobbles it at third, and Hall runs well. One little bobble and that's going to be trouble, and Prairie du Chien has their first base runner. Well, that's kind of a coin flip whether that's a hit or an error. Would have been a tough play for Comey. Either way, I think we'll give her a base hit. Unofficially, of course. First pitch to the catcher, Ireland Chica, is taken for strike one. If I remember last year's squad, there was some turnover. Westby lost, I believe, 3 seniors from last year's squad, and I'm sure Prairie du Chien lost a couple, but there's a lot of players on this field with experience from last year's sectional semifinal. Second pitch squared around a bunt, drew back and took the ball, even as the count at a ball and a strike. I expect Prairie du Chien to make Berg work hard and throw strikes, which Berg likes to do anyway, but they're going to be pesky at the plate. That's a foul ball. That was a double hit anyway. I don't think anybody saw it, but came up off the ground, hit the bat again, and brings the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2. Scout Hall, the runner at first for Prairie du Chien. This is tapped to Grass at first. Going to flip over to Nedlund and get the out at first, but Hall does move to second on the fielder's choice. 3-4 is the putout on the fielder's choice. So Scout Hall now at second base. This brings up the shortstop, number 14, Regan Hanna for Prairie du Chien. She looks at strike one. I'd say the first time I've seen Prairie du Chien play this year, but first 3 batters have all looked at strike one. Almost like they're going to try to see as many of Berg's pitches as they can here the first time through the lineup. As that pitch is up and away. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. The 1-1 is grounded past Berg. Hansen has it. There's not going to be a play. Going to throw back behind, and safe is Scout Hall. Once that got by Berg, it was going to be a real tough chance to throw out Hannah at first. So threw behind, almost got Hall at third, but was unable to. So now it's first and third after a couple of hits here with just 1 out, and that brings up the center fielder, Josie Fuller. So neither ball here hit very hard, but it's first and third anyway. It's kind of like how Westby likes to do it. Put the ball in play and use their speed. And a lot of similarities between these teams, I believe. As squares around a bunt, but looks at a strike. Hannah's going to go get second base, uncontested. So now it's second and third. Just 1 out here. Prairie du Chien trying to get on the board here first. Kind of figure runs are going to be at a premium in this one. A couple of veteran pitchers. Scout Hall is a junior pitcher, pitched on last year's regional champion sectional team for Prairie du Chien. Jada Berg, of course, starting her third, or ending her 3rd season on varsity, probably before, but as we know, their freshman season did not happen because of COVID. So Jada Berg, very experienced pitcher, is quickly up 0-2 on Fuller, and that's a ball, and he announced ball very sternly, like he even thought it was close. Probably just a little bit outside. Brings the count to 1-2. Great location from Berg on that pitch. Tried to get the call. Tough pitch to hit. There's strike 3. That one paints the corner just above the knees, and Berg gets her first strikeout, and that's a big one. That's the second out of the ball game. That brings up the first baseman, Kate Mitchell. Now with 2 away runners at second and third, and Berg does have that ability to gear it up and pick up strikeouts when she needs to. Been throwing to a lot of contact this year. Defense has played really well behind her. But that was a great time for a strikeout, and Berg went out and got it. Just missed off the outside corner there. Thought he called it a ball, but the scoreboard has a strike on the board. There's a strike. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. So 2 away here in the top of the first. Pretty exciting top of the first inning. Second and third. Prairie du Chien with a couple of infield hits to put some pressure on Westby here, as that's a ground ball to short, and that's going to be interference, and that's going to be an out. So Hansen played that beautifully, went after it, drew the interference, made the play anyway, and had the wherewithal to tag her, but didn't need to, as that's 2 games in a row we've seen that play, as Hannah gets called out for interference on a fielder there, and that's a big end to the inning. So we've played 1/2 inning. There were no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. We've played 1/2 inning. It's Prairie du Chien 0, Westby coming up. Welcome back to Westby. Score is 0-0. We're coming up to the bottom of the first. Leading off for Westby, the catcher Kennedy Brigham. She'll be followed by Olivia Nedland. Kenzie Stelner bats third. Jada Berg bats fourth. Hannah Nelson bats fifth. Whitney Hansen bats sixth. Maddie Comey bats seventh. Kylie Maudal bats eighth. Abby Lease batting ninth. And we're about ready to go here. Brigham's first pitch from Hall. That's taken just a bit outside. Watching Hall warm up a little bit. She likes to put a lot of spin on the ball. Doesn't really throw anything straight. And that one just kind of hooked right outside the strike zone. As that one, well, that might have hit Brigham if she hadn't taken a poke at that one. But out in front of it, fouls it off, evens the count at a ball and a strike. Here comes the 1-1. And that's a ball. Took a little off that one, but there again, it has that spin. Doesn't throw anything straight. Kind of the equivalent to a slider, I suppose. As Brigham hits that one foul up the third base line, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Westby jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first inning of their first game against Westfield on Tuesday. And then the bats went kind of cold until they picked up one more in the 6th, ended up winning 4-0. So looking for another big start here as Brigham gets that one off the end of the bat, played at third, throw across the diamond, and Brigham is retired for the first out of the ball game. That was Ella Lang over there at third base. She is the flex player. That brings up Olivia Nedland with one away here in the bottom of the first. Still no score. Hall tapped out, and that's foul. Chica pounced on that one and picked it up in foul territory. The 0-1. This is tapped up. Hall able to cut that off, but dropped it, and that one drop is all Nedland's going to need. Would have been a tough play anyway, as Nedland runs extremely well. So Westby picks up its first hit of the game, the infield variety from Olivia Nedland, and that brings up the right fielder, Kenzie Stelner. Jada Berg in the on-deck circle. And see how aggressive Westby is early. Watching the warm-ups. Chica has a fantastic arm behind the plate. There's a swing and a miss, but Olivia's going to go. That gets into center field, backed up nicely, as Nedland would have had that one stolen easy. Pitch was a strike. Stelner pulled back and swung through that first pitch. So the count is 0-1. Nedland now at second base. Westby has been aggressive, trying to steal third a few times. Did it a couple of times. Got him a run on a bad throw against Westfield. See if they're going to be aggressive early or not. Oh, shit. That pitch is inside. Nedland's going to go. And I believe there was some contact made there with Stelner, but she just stood in the batter's box like she's supposed to, and that's just an unfortunate break. I don't think they were going to get Nedland out at third anyway. So I think the pitch is called, they're going to call that a swing. It was close. Pitch was inside, and Stelner, I think, tried to hold up. But it was a swinging strike, so Stelner now down in a hole, 1-2. Nedland, the game's first run, standing on third base, and there's strike 3. That's a beautiful pitch. Just caught the corner, apparently, and right at the knees. Not much Stelner could have done with that one, and she is the first strikeout for Hall. And the second out of this first inning. Jada Berg, now the pitcher, stands in with Nedland on third. First pitch to Berg is a changeup, and Berg way out in front. Good changeup thrown there by Scout Hall. Rest of the Westby dugout should take note. And that one was outside. I hope Jada Berg starts getting that call because that one was outside. But it is now 0-2. Goes to the same spot, and Berg swings through it. So a couple of big strikeouts for Hall, and the side is retired. So no runs on one hit. There was no errors and one left. We have played 1 inning complete. It is 0-0. We'll be right back. Well, we're back here in Westby for the second inning. Still 0-0. Leading off for Prairie du Chien here in the second inning, it's going to be Mia Dahl, followed by Kaylee Quick and Ashlyn Knapp. Berg ready, the first pitch to Dahl, and not sure what the ruling is on this. I believe it's a ball. Never seen that happen before. Yep, ball one. Oh, Berg comes back, now down a ball. That's bunted. That's going to be up third base line and foul. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Comes the 1-1, squares around a bunt again, bunts right through it, brings the count to 1-2. Kaylee Quick is the designated player for Prairie du Chien. I'm sorry, this is Mia Dahl. I got one ahead of myself, and I don't know where that one was. 2-2 is now the count. That outside corner appears to be moving around a little bit. There's right down the middle, looking strike. Jada Berg, unfazed, gets her second strike out of the ball game. And there's quickly one away here in the top of the first. That brings up the designated player, Kaylee Quick, wearing number 22. Berg has the sign. That pitch is up and away for ball one. There's a strike. Not sure if she swung or not. Gonna have a check swing, but it was a strike anyway. And swings through that pitch to bring the count to 1-2. Once again, 0-0 here. We're in the top of the second inning. Prairie du Chien had some action going in the top of the first. Runners ended up with runners in second and third with only one out, but Berg was able to pitch out of it. And that pitch is just a bit upstairs, evens the count at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 to Quick. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout in a row for Berg. That's the second out of the second inning. That brings up the second baseman, Ashlyn Knapp. Ashlyn Knapp is a senior. Madison Baumgartner in the on-deck circle. There's a pitch. That's taken for a strike. Prairie du Chien fans disagreed. That one looked to be at the very top of the strike zone. And 0-1 is the count. Squares around the bunt, pulls it back, takes strike 2. And that one was right down the heart of the plate. So quickly 0-2 to the second baseman, Knapp. Berg, one pitch away from possibly striking out the side here in the top of the second. That pitch up and out of the zone. Berg does a really good job. She gets those 0-2 counts. She likes to see if she can get somebody to chase. Very confident in her ability to throw strikes, so she'll intentionally miss on that pitch, see if she can get somebody to chase. And that pitch drops just a bit low. 2-2 is the count. The 2-2 coming, fouled up. Out of play behind Prairie du Chien's dugout. Count remains 2-2 with 2 outs. Do the 2-2 one more time here, and that pitch is just a bit upstairs. 3-2. So a good at bat turning out here for Ashlyn Knapp. Down 0-2. Laid off a couple of tough pitches by Berg to bring the count to full. Payoff pitch coming up. And that's ball 4. Berg did not appreciate that call, and boy, she might have a point. That was just off the outside corner, I guess. That brings up the left fielder, Madison Baumgartner, the 9 batter. Scout Hall stands in the on-deck circle. The leadoff hitter for Prairie du Chien squares around to Blunt. There's a strike. Here comes the 0-1, squares around to bunt again, gets it down. Grass fields it, throws to Nedlin, and the side is retired. Nice play by Grass at first. Records the third out. There were no runs on no hits. There were no errors. There was one left on the base on balls. We have played an inning and a half. We're still 0-0. We'll be right back. Bottom of the second coming up. Hannah Nelson's going to lead things off for the Lady Norse, followed by Whitney Hansen and then Maddie Comey. Kylie Mildall, if anyone reaches. First pitch to Nelson is hit foul one up out of play. Really good crowd on hand here again tonight. The bleachers on Westby's side pretty well full. Parents standing behind the bleachers. Lined all the way up to the bus garage. Along that parking lot side, Prairie du Chien traveled really well, as you expected they would have, as Nelson falls off another one. Makes it 0-2. Comes the 0-2 to Nelson. That's taken for ball 1. Good spot there by Scout Hall. Tried that outside corner to see if Hannah would jump at it, but she held off, brings the count to 1-2. That one's inside lined, and Scout Hall makes the catch herself. Boy, good piece of hitting by Hannah Nelson. Fought that inside pitch off, hit it hard up the middle, but Scout Hall fields her position well and records the out. First out of the inning. That brings up the shortstop, Whitney Hansen. Maddie Comey is on deck. Hall ready to go. The first pitch to Hansen's taken for a strike. The 0-1, and Hansen swings through that one. Quickly 0-2. Hansen hits one to third, played nicely, and throws across the diamond to record the out. That is Lang over at third with their second nice play of the game. And Hansen is retired, bringing up third baseman Matty Comey. And that pitch kind of buckled the knees of Comey a little bit. That little curveball thing hits the outside corner. And Scout Hall is throwing seeds here in the bottom of the second. Very deliberate, throwing a lot of strikes. That pitch is low, but Comey takes a rip at it and quickly down 0-2. Hall really likes to work fast. She gets on there. She's ready to go as soon as that batter is. That one's outside. Comey takes a walk up. She's going to take her sign. As Hall is right there on the rubber, she's ready. She's ready to go. The 1-2 coming. And swing and a miss. Strike three. And Scout Hall made quick work of the Norsemen in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was nobody left. We've played two complete, and like I expected, it's a pitcher's duel so far, 0-0. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Westby. We played two complete here. Still 0-0. Prairie Chien is going to have the top of the order, and Scout Hall leading off here in the top of the third, followed by Ireland Chica and then Regan Hanna in this third inning. Still 0-0. Hall with an infield single in to lead off this game. Hit one at Comey, hit one hard at Comey, and Comey couldn't quite make the play. And kind of a 50-50 whether it was an error or a hit. I went with the base hit. Scout Hall runs real well. Prairie Chien team is a lot like Westby. There's a strike. Hall was trying to get time, and umpire said no. Jada Berg threw a strike, so that brings the count to 1-1. And now Pat Hall, third base coach, going to call. He's going to have a word with Scout Hall. I tried to settle her down a little bit. I think she's still a little upset. She thought she had time in that last pitch, and kind of emphatically called time that time around. And known Pat for quite a while. He just lives and breathes this baseball, softball stuff, and I think he could see that maybe he needed to calm his pitcher / leadoff hitter down a little bit. And anyway, Hall's ready to go. Berg's ready to go. Here we go again. And there's strike two. Berg, the beneficiary of that one, I believe. That one looked like it might have been inside. But now the count is 1-2 to Hall. She's not worried about calling time anymore. She's just ready to hit. And here comes the 1-2 from Berg. That's hit too short, hit fairly well, and Hansen bobbles, and that's all it's going to take. And Hall reaches for the second time. I think Whitney probably makes that play if she can field it cleanly. That's probably going to have to go with an error on Hansen at short. And that brings up Ireland's Chica, the catcher. She grounded out to Easton Grass in the first inning. Grass flipped over to Nedlin covering first on the fielder's choice. Now we're in the third inning. We're going to see if Prairie du Chien gets a little bit more aggressive on the base paths here. First pitch is ball one to Chica. That pitch is tapped off the plate and into foul territory. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. So the count's even at a ball and a strike. Squares around a bunt. That is, she bunched through it, I believe. I don't think she pulled that back. Either way, it's strike two, so 1-2. Hall stays at first base. So another leadoff runner for Prairie du Chien in this game. Hall on base for the second time. The 1-2 coming. That's hit up the middle. That's going to be a base hit past the diving Nedlin. Hall's going to stop at second base, station to station, but Prairie du Chien has something going here in the top of the third as their first two batters have reached. Chica is going to run for herself. She is the catcher. And that brings up Regan Hanna. She hit one on the ground that got past Berg, and once it got past Berg, it was going to be an infield single in that first inning as she squares around a bunt and bunts it foul. So a few times here, especially in the last couple innings, Prairie du Chien has been squaring around a bunt a lot. They have yet to successfully get one down, so a little bit of lack of execution here for the Blackhawks as Hannah has time, apparently. She squares around again early. Here it comes. And she is not able to get it down as she fouls it back, and Brigham scoops it up in foul territory. So now quickly 0-2. Squared around very, very, very deliberately, was going to bunt that ball, desperately trying to get those runners to second and third with less than 2 outs. And so far, unable to execute. But 0-2, she's going to try it with 2 strikes possibly here, and that is going to be foul ball and strike 3. So really wanted to get that bunt down, but could not do it. That's going to go down as a strikeout for Hannah, and the first out of the inning. That's a big one. Brings up the center fielder, Josie Fuller. She struck out back in the first, Berg's first strikeout victim. Berg has 4 now on the evening. Still first and second, 1 out now for Fuller. And that pitch is hit into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Hall got a little late start, and Stelner's just going to run that in. They may have been able to get an out at second as Chica had to kind of freeze to see if that one was going to do, and she scampered into second with no throw as Stelner was determined to not let Scout Hall score, but they are now loaded after that base hit. Wasn't hit real hard, but Fuller did a nice job, got the bat on the ball, hit it into right field for a base hit. Bases are now loaded with just 1 out. It brings up Kate Mitchell. She hit that ground ball to shortstop in the first inning that resulted in the interference to end that inning. That pitch is taken for ball 1. Mitchell is the first baseman. A good one, too. She made a couple of nice stretches over there at first on plays to third base. That pitch has popped up foul. It's going to get out of play. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Mad dash down the hill by kids to get that foul ball. Counts even, a ball and a strike, just one out here. Prairie du Chien threatening here. Bases are loaded. So Berg could really use a strikeout or a pop-up. And gets strike two. Got a piece of that one. Brigham held onto it for strike two. And now she's up 1-2. She's one pitch away from getting that really kind of a crucial strikeout here. You know, you got to, infield is up. So anything that gets in the ground by that infield might score two. And that pitch is lined into center field. That's a big base hit. Nelson on the backhand. Hall scores. Chica scores. And that is a big two-run double by Mitchell as she centered that one up and hit it into the gap in left center. And Prairie du Chien strikes first. Second and third now as Fuller moves to third. Mitchell now on second. That brings up Mia Dahl. Still only one out. Second and third. Prairie du Chien threatening to break this one open here in the third. Just 2-0 now, but still a heavy threat here from Prairie du Chien. She squares around a bunt. She gets down. It's a good one. Comey's going to throw to first. They're going to get the out, and they're not going to get the run to score. Nice play there by Comey. Nedland covering first. They get the out and do not get the run. Kind of thought they'd be a little bit more aggressive on that as 5-4 is the put out for the second out of the inning. And that brings up Kaylee Quick now with 2 outs. I thought as soon as she threw it, they were going to be aggressive and try to score that run. But she held up. And that's taken for a ball. Quick was a strikeout victim back in the second. The 1-0 now to Quick. That's outside. That's going to be ball 2. Berg does have a base open, but I'm pretty sure she's going to start getting aggressive here and get after Quick, try to get out of this with just the 2 runs scored. There's a pitch taken for a strike. Up at the top of the strike zone. Brings the count to 2-1. Two-1 is right down the middle for strike 2. The 2-2, strike 3 on the very, very, very top of the strike zone. Quick didn't like it. Prairie du Chien fans didn't like it, and Berg gets the call. That's a big strikeout. That's the third out, but damage is done. Prairie du Chien on the board. They got 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error. There were 2 left. We have played 2.5 innings. Prairie du Chien out to a 2-0 lead. We'll be right back. And we're back here at Westby for the bottom of the third inning. Prairie du Chien jumped out to a 2-0 lead here in the top half of this inning. Westby is going to send Kylie Mulledall up to lead off this inning, followed by Abby Lease. And back to the top of the order in Kennedy Brigham. So work to do here for the Westby offense as Mulledall looks at strike 1. That pitch that's fisted into right field, but right at the right fielder. There's a good contact from Mulledall, but hit it right at Mia Dahl out there. She makes the play. So 1 away, and that brings up Abby Lease. Still early in this ball game, only the third inning, but So far, Scout Hall has really stymied these Westby hitters first time through. A lone hit was the infield slap single by Olivia Nedland as Lease looks at ball one. Let's see what Westby can do after Abby Lease here. Second time through as Lease hits this one out to right. It's going to be a tough play, but played nicely by Dahl, and that's 2 flyouts to right field. Good contact, but right at the right fielder. Nice plays out there by Dahl. That's 2 quick outs, and that brings us back to the top of the order and Kennedy Brigham. So reality is those last two at-bats were probably the best swings Westby's had that first time through the lineup. Just both resulted in outs, unfortunately. Now Brigham looks at a ball outside. Hannah Nelson did hit a ball hard back to lead off the second. Lined out right back to Hall, who made a great play. Other than that, it's been a tough go as Brigham hits one to short. Grabbed nicely by Regan Hannah, who throws across and picks up Brigham. Boy, Brigham hit that one hard. Tough hop, but played beautifully by Hannah to retire Brigham and the side. We've now played 3 complete. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After 3, it is 2-0 Prairie du Chien. We'll be right back. We're back for the top of the 4th. Prairie du Chien leads 2-0. Big third inning for Prairie du Chien. Gave them 2 runs and the lead. They're going to be let off here by Ashlyn Knapp, the second baseman here, to start this 4th inning. She looks at strike 1. Knapp earned a walk in her last at-bat. Good at-bat, down 0-2. Took some real tough pitches to draw the walk. She's down a strike here in the 4th. That pitch is upstairs. Ball and a strike to the Prairie du Chien second baseman. That's tapped up to third. Comey's going to have a tough play. Fields it nicely, throws across, and makes the play. Nice play by Maddie Comey. Another one of those plays where one little bobble, and that's going to cost you. But Comey fielded it cleanly, fired a strike over to grass at first for the first out of the inning. That brings up the 9-hitter, the left fielder Madison Baumgartner, grounded out to grass at first back in the second. That's a high pitch, swung at and fouled off. Well, Prairie du Chien definitely got better swings second time through the lineup. Westby has yet to really get through the second part of their lineup, but Prairie du Chien now starting to look a little bit more comfortable at the plate. That pitch taken for a ball. Evens the count, ball and a strike. 1 away here. We're in the 4th. Prairie du Chien leads 2-0. That's lined past grass at first. Another solid single for Prairie du Chien. Hit very hard. Grass made a play on it. Couldn't get there. Another hit for the Blackhawks and Baumgartner. That brings up now Scout Hall back to the top of the order with a runner on first and 1 out. Expect to see possible bunt action here. A slap or a bunt or something. Try to get that runner to second. Prairie du Chien going to try to be aggressive, get some runs in here as looks at strike 1. Baumgartner, the runner at first. There's a strike on the inside corner, brings it to 0-2. A couple of big pitches here by Berg. Hall reached on an error back in that 3rd inning to lead it off. Chica fouled with a base hit. There's a strikeout and then back-to-back hits, including a double. Plated 2 runs for This might stay in play. Comey coming across, makes the catch. Fires across to first and nearly gets double play as Baumgartner got back. Throw was in the dirt, knocked down by grass. So big out there. Nice play by Maddie Comey as she picks up the pop-up. Sorry about my terrible camera work. Right over along the fence over there, and she made the play. Brings up Ireland Chica, who singled in her last at bat. Singled and scored a run back in the third. This is hit into center field. Nelson coming over and can't make the play. Baumgartner is on her horse. She's going to try to score. There's going to be a play. The throw is not in time, and that plates another run. Nelson made a great effort on that one to try and run it down. I believe it hit her glove. Just couldn't quite keep it in her glove. And Prairie du Chien gets a big 2-out run as Baumgartner was moving on the hit, scored relatively easily. Chica is now on second. That brings up Regan Hanna with 2 outs. She struck out trying to get that bunt down in the second. 3 bunt opportunities in a row. She fouled them all off and ended up with the strikeout. Looks at strike 1 here. So those kind of runs, you have 2 outs and a runner on first, and you get a big hit and score that 2-out run. Those are the kinds of things that make a difference in games like this. There's a liner out the middle off of Berg. Nedland's not going to be able to run it down. This is going to plate another run. His throw comes in, and another big run for Prairie du Chien as that was a hard hit ball. Berg got a glove on it. Kicked it back over. Nedland almost was able to save a run and keep it in the infield, but Chica never stopped, and that scores a big run. So good little conference at the mound. 4-0 now, Prairie du Chien. Hannah is still on first base, I believe. She coming over for the talk here. See where she goes. I believe she just ended up staying at first base as Kennedy kind of cut that throw off. Going to throw to second, but Hannah stayed at first base. So now there's runner on first, 2 outs. 2 runs are in, 2 more runs, 4-0 Prairie du Chien. This brings up Josie Fuller, who had a big single back in the second that loaded up the bases. This is popped up, grass is underneath it, makes the catch to finally retire the side, but Prairie du Chien scratches off a couple of more and now lead 4-0. So, in the inning, they got 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 1 left. We have played 3.5. It's now 4-0 Prairie du Chien. We'll be right back. Well, we're back here in Westby. Infield warm-ups are about over. Westby's going to have Olivia Nedland lead off here in the bottom of the 4th, followed by Kenzie Steller, Jada Berg, and if somebody can reach, Hannah Nelson. Halfway through this game, Westby trails 4-0. Time to get the bats going, as they say. Hall ready to go. Gets the sign. Nedland hits it right back to Hall, and that's going to be out number 1. And that's going to bring up Kenzie Stelner. She was a strikeout victim in her first at-bat. Kind of a strange at-bat. There was a stolen base in the middle of it, and then a kind of a pitch that she kind of half swung, but there was a play at third. And she hits this one right back to Hall, and that's going to be out number 2. Almost threw it too high, but able to corral it for the second out. And just like that, there are 2 away here in the 4th. And that brings up pitcher Jada Berg, also a strikeout victim back in the first inning. That's tapped out. This is going to go into foul territory. Hall scampered up to grab it, probably 3-4 inches foul by the time she got up to it. So Berg down a strike here. Hall comes, and that's a beautiful, had a little bit of curve to it and had Berg out in front. Makes it 0-2. And that's a foul ball. Couldn't hang on to it. Just kind of waiting for the signal there, and a little bit of a delay on it. I was hoping that he registered the foul ball. This count stays 0-2. Off the outside corner, good take by Berg. Brings the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Change up off the outside corner. Berg on that one all the way. Evens the count at 2-2. Be a good time for Westby to get one of those 2-out runs, kind of those bonus runs, 2 outs, nobody on. Scratch up a couple hits in a row and get yourself a run. But Berg swings through that pitch for strike 3. And that ends the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Westby retired in order in the 4th. We played 4 complete. It is 4-0 Prairie to Chien. We'll be right back. We're back. We've played 4 complete innings. Prairie to Chien, the last couple innings, has managed to scratch a couple runs across, and they now have a 4-0 lead. They're gonna lead off here with Kate Mitchell. She looks at ball 1. Mitchell hits this one out to right. Stelner's right underneath it, and she makes the catch. One away here quickly in top of the 5th. As Prairie to Chien, they're starting to get better swings here now. They're their 3rd time through the lineup, and that's kind of been the difference here. They've been able to get scratch runners, get through this lineup as Dahl looks at strike 1. There's strike 2. Berg quickly ahead, 0-2. Kaylee Quick in the on-deck circle for Prairie to Chien. Pitch is fouled up and out of play. Dahl stays alive. Dahl is 0 for 2 in this game. Struck out in the 2nd. Grounded out to Comey back in the 3rd. I believe that was on a bunt attempt. That pitch is hit into right field. Stelner's going to have room in foul territory and makes the catch. And once again, day late and $1 short on trying to get the camera moved. So 2 quick outs recorded by Westby. Both flyouts to Stelner out and right. That brings up Kaylee Quick. She's got a pair of strikeouts. Might have been the victim of a iffy strike 3 in her last at bat. It was, we'll say, top of the zone. Swings and fouls that first pitch there. Brings the count to 0-1. And that pitch is upstairs. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Berg needs a quick one here. They've really made her work. Even in the innings that they did no damage. They had some traffic. They really worked counts. And Berg has really had to pitch. Never had an easy inning so far. As it's now quickly 1-2. too quick, and Berg, like I say, looking to get out of this one quickly, get that offense back in the dugout, start chipping away at this 4-0 deficit. The 1-2 coming. That's hit into right field. That's going to be a foul ball, and fouls. Stelner couldn't quite get there. So good piece of hitting by Quick there to stay alive. Another 1-2 coming. That's hit to the shortstop. Hansen gobbles it up, fires across to retire the side. So a 1-2-3 inning for Jada Berg, as they got no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We've played 4 1/2 innings. It is Prairie du Chien 4, Westby nothing. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Starting to get a little bit late here on Westby. Hannah Nelson's going to lead things off, followed by Whitney Hansen, and then Maddie Comey. Kali Molodol will bat if anyone can reach here in the bottom of the 5th, but sure would like to start chipping away here, get at least 1 or 2 here in this 5th inning, as Nelson swings at the first pitch and fouls it up out of play. The 0-1 is taken for strike 2. Caught that outside corner. That one's off the outside corner and maybe a little bit down. Good spot by Hall there. Tough pitch to lay off, but definitely a ball. Couldn't get Nelson to chase. Count comes to 1-2. That pitch in the dirt for ball 2. Westby's at the point here anyway. Put the ball in play, take a walk. Any way to get to first base here for Westby. That's a changeup. That's hit past Hall, and that's going to get to second base, but they're never going to be able to throw out Nelson. And once that got by Hall, that was going to be a tough play, and Hannah Nelson gets the infield signal, and the Westby crowd kind of comes to life here as Westby in business here. First leadoff runner of the game for Westby comes in the 5th inning. Now Whitney Hansen, she grounded out to the third baseman, her first at bat. She squares around a bunch. She gets it down. It's a good one. It's going to be a tough play. Fires out. Nice play by the catcher, Shika, as she hops out of there, picks it up, makes a great throw to first. Hansen does the job. She gets the sacrifice. But it is the first out of the inning. That brings up Maddie Comey, struck out to end the 2nd inning. Nelson now on second. That's a ground ball. It's going to get past Hall. It's going to be a tough play. Comey and Nelson stayed. Good play there by Hannah. Didn't have a play at first, and now they're going to try to send. They're going to try to send Hall going after her, and now they got her in a pickle, and they're going to take the out. I think this is a smart play by Prairie du Chien, as the run is going to score, but it's getting late in this ball game. That's the 2nd out of the inning, as Comey is out. Nelson scores. Still trail 4-1. And now that brings up 2 outs and nobody on. So just looking at it, they just have 7 outs to play with to get those 3 runs. So Prairie du Chien gladly, I believe, took that out and gave up that run. Outs are now at a premium for Prairie du Chien as that pitch is taken inside to Molodol. That pitch is one of those Fastballs with move, almost like a cutter, we'll call it. And Maladal swings through it to even the count at 1-1. That's strike 2 right on the outside corner, and Maladal now in a hole 1-2. Abby Lease in the on-deck circle. Maladal hits it right back to Hall, fields it, fires to first, and Prairie du Chien retires the side. But they do give up the run. So they get a run on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left. We played 5 complete. It is now 4-1 Prairie du Chien. We'll be right back. We're back for the 6th inning. We played 5 complete innings. It is 4-1 Prairie du Chien. Prairie du Chien is going to lead off here with Ashlyn Knapp, the second baseman. She reached on a walk in the first inning, grounded out to Maddie Comey back in the 4th as she looks at strike 1. Comes the 0-1. That's taken for strike 2. Another top of the zone strike for Berg. And Berg goes up the ladder just a bit higher, see if she could get Knapp to chase. Knapp with a good eye. He had a great at bat back in the 2nd. Looked at a couple of really close pitches, ended up drawing the walk. Didn't end up going anywhere, but you know, those plays like that turns that order over a little bit. And following inning, as that ball is grounded up second base, Nedlund has it. She's going to throw to first and record the out for the first out of the 6th inning. 4-3 on the putout. That brings up Madison Baumgartner. Well, in games like this, you know, that one walk just it got Baumgartner to the plate that inning, and it allowed Scout Hall, their leadoff batter, to lead off that 3rd, and that's what turned out to be a big inning for Prairie du Chien. So Baumgartner now bats with 1 away and nobody on as she fouls that 1 away. Oh, Westby trails 4-1. Still plenty of time. It's getting late, but plenty of time. Just got to keep putting up some zeros as that pitch is taken for a ball. One and one is the count. There's strike 2 right on that outside corner. 1-2 is the count. There's strike 3. Berg went right at her and picks up the strikeout. Second out of the game brings off Scout Hall, the leadoff hitter. She is officially, I got her at 1 for 3. Reached base twice with a run scored. Reached on an error in the 3rd and scored the game's first run back in that 3rd inning. That's ball in off the inside corner. Hey, credit Prairie du Chien there. Every at bat, they've really battled Berg all night long. As that pitch is hit to short, Hansen has it. It's going to have to fire across. Makes a great play. What a good strong throw by Hansen. Good stretch by Grass. And Hall is retired 6-3 on the putout. So a good, easy inning there for Jada Berg. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We're coming up with the bottom of the 6th here. Prairie du Chien still leads 4-1. We'll be right back. We're back in Westby. We played 5.5. We're at the bottom of the 6th. Westby trails 4-1. They did scratch one across in the 5th. Sure would like to get at least one or two more here in the 6th. Give them a chance to win this one in the 7th. Or if you want to get greedy, you could score 4 or 5 of them right here. Get 3 outs and proceed to Tuesday. Lease looks at ball 1. Lee's almost kind of like a double leadoff here. She's a really good eye. Puts the ball in play. Good base runner. Good valuable hitter there out of this 9 spot as she takes a look at strike 1. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. There's a ground ball to short. Hannah bobbles it a little bit, and that's going to be too much of a bobble as Lease beats it out. So for the second inning in a row, Westby able to get their leadoff player on, this time on an E6. Lease reaches base. We're at the top of the order. And Kennedy Brigham, we're going to get a pinch runner. Natalie Miller's going to run for Abby Lease. Abby Lease runs well, but Miller's another one of those kind of like Olivia Nedlund. It's just kind of a different level of speed. Westby, if they get runners, they need to do whatever they can to scratch runs across now. We're in the 6th. Prairie Chien has a timeout here going. They're going to talk things over. Be a little bit careful over there if you're Miller. You're kind of fresh into this game. Could be setting up some kind of a snap throw situation. Got to be on your toes over there. You cannot be making outs on the base paths at this point of this ball game. So Brigham, Westby's leadoff hitter, is 0 for 2. A pair of ground outs in the 1st and the 3rd inning. Miller running for Lease on 1st. And there's a shot to Hannah, knocks it down, gets the out, and nearly gets the double play. But that was a great play by Regan Hannah as Kennedy Brigham hit that one right on the screws, but right at Hannah. She gets the lead runner, so Miller is retired at 2nd. And Brigham reaches on the fielder's choice. So now 1 away, still a runner at 1st. Brigham, pretty good speed and a good base runner now for Nedlund, who is 1 for 2. Infield single in the 1st. Hit one right back to Scout Hall back in the 4th. That ball is in the dirt. Brigham's on the run. And where they have to play Nedlund, really nobody can get to the base, and Brigham is a good base stealer and steals second base with ease. So now they got a run in the scoring position for Nedlund. And I see, you might just see just a standard old bunt here. They're all kind of looking for it, but if she can get it down, it's going to be very hard to get her out. So we'll see what they decide to do with Nedlund. She does square around a bunt, and she hits it foul back into the catcher. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Here comes the 1-1 to Nedlund. Brigham the runner on 2nd. Hall has the sign, squares around, pulls back, takes ball. Good job by Olivia Nedlund. Brings the count to 2-1. And once again, at this stage of the game, you got 5 outs left in the entire game here. Any way to keep the order rolling. Squares around a bunt again, gets it down at the first base line. Hall played it beautifully and records the out. Boy, Hall was on that one like a cat. Makes a great throw to the first baseman, and not many pitchers are going to cover that bunt like Scout Hall just did. At any rate, it's going to be a sacrifice for Nedlund, but that's not really what Westby was hoping for. What a great play by Scout Hall. Like, she's off that mound like a cat and got up there and well, there's very few pitchers, I think, that we've seen this year that are going to be able to throw out Olivia Nedlund, and she did it with relative ease. That brings up Stellar now, the runner on 3rd. That's hit up the middle. Hall knocks it down. She's going to throw to 1st, and that rally is thwarted by the great defense of Prairie du Chien. So Westby gets no runs on no hits. There were no errors, one left. And at the end of 6 complete, Prairie du Chien in control here at 4-1. We'll be right back. Well, we're back in Westby for the 7th inning. Prairie du Chien leads 4-1. They're going to bring up the catcher Ireland Chica, followed by Regan Hanna and Josie Fuller here. And if anybody can reach Kate Mitchell, we'll get an at-bat. Prairie du Chien would like nothing more than to tack on a couple of insurance runs. They already lead 4-1. A couple of more could almost put this one out of reach, the way Westby has been hitting Scout Hall. There's a ground ball to second. Nedlin gobbles that up, throws out Chica. Quickly one away here in the 7th. That brings up shortstop Regan Hanna. Hanna is, well, officially she's 2 for 3 in this game. Had an infield single in the first inning. And a single in the 4th inning. RBI single in the 4th inning. Hit that one off Berg's glove and scattered into right field for a base hit. And she swings through that pitch to even the count at a ball and a strike. Here comes the 1-1. That's hit into right field. Stelner got a good jump on it, going back just a few steps and makes the catch. Quickly 2 away here in the 7th, and Westby desperately needs to get out of here unscathed in the 7th, give him a chance in the bottom half of this inning. Brings up Josie Fuller. She had the big hit back in the 3rd inning to score Prairie du Chien's first 2 runs. Hit one into the left center field gap for a double. Looks at ball 1. 1 for 3 officially on the afternoon. Swings at that high strike, evens the count at a ball and a strike. Here comes the 1-2. Just missed that outside corner. Brings the count to 1-2. Here comes the 1-2. There's strike 3. Oop. Now it's 1-2. I'm sorry, I had the board wrong. I guess now the board has it up at 2-2. I guess I'm a little confused. I'm going to have to see what happens right along with you here. And now the count is 3-2, so it was 2-2. I wonder if there was a pitch in there that I was sure was a strike. And so now the count is full. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Burke took a little off on that one and got Fuller to miss it. So no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Westby has 3 outs to get 3 runs here coming up in the bottom of the 7th. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Well, here we are. We're back. Bottom of the 7th. Westby needs a rally. They're down 3. Trailing 4-1. They're going to lead off with Jada Berg, followed by Hannah Nelson, Whitney Hansen, Kylie Mullidahl, then Abby Lease probably checked back in. Then we're going to have Kennedy Brigham, followed by Olivia Nedlin. I'm reading them all off because I think they're all going to hit this inning. So Berg looks at ball one. Berg takes ball two. That one just off the outside corner. Berg with a couple of strikeouts, one on the first, one on the fourth. Tonight, Scout Hall has really made some good pitches to her. That pitch, she swings through that one for strike one. Makes the count 2-1. Hall's doing a really good, nice job painting corners, changing speeds just enough to keep these Westby hitters off balance. She's really pitched to Jim. That pitch is taken for ball three. And once again, Westby, anything to get the next batter to the plate. Here, trailing by 3 in the bottom of the 7th. That pitch is fouled up and out of play. Fills up the count 3-2. Winner of this one is going to be the regional champion. Move on Tuesday. Play in the sectional semifinals. This ball is grounded to second base. It's going to be a tough play. Flips over, gets Berg by a step. Big first out recorded by Prairie to Chien. 4-3 on the putout. That brings up Hannah Nelson. Nelson 1 for 2 with the only lone run scored for Westby. Lined out to Hall in the second inning. Hit one back up the middle that got by Hall for an infield single back in the 5th. Nelson hits that first pitch foul up out of play over the Westby dugout. Not done yet. Got 2 outs to play with. Need to get 3 runs. Hannah Nelson at the plate. Whitney Hansen on deck. Maddie Comey putting her batting gloves on. She leaves in the hole there as that pitch is outside. Evens the count of the ball and a strike. Boy, Hall has pitched a dandy. She's also defended her position really well. Go back to that bunt by Nedland. As Nelson hits this one back, that's going to get up the middle for a base hit. Hannah Nelson with a couple of hits in this ball game. And there it is. There's one runner. As Nelson moves to 2 for 3. Brings up Whitney Hansen. Only got 2 outs to play with. You know, I guess it's just an opinion. It kind of takes the bunt out of the equation here. You can't really afford to sacrifice an out just to move a runner here when you need to get 3 and you're only got 2 outs to play with. We'll see what happens. Nelson the runner at first, Hansen the batter. That's hit into left field, base hit. Here comes Westby as Nelson moves station to station. One pitch, another base hit, and just like that, the tying run is now at the plate in the form of Maddie Comey. She had an infield single back in the 5th, was thrown out, kind of almost intentionally thrown out, trying to get to second base. That allowed Hannah Nelson to score. So first and second, we got a conference at the mound here. That allows the coaches to have a word with Maddie Comey and the on-deck batter, Kylie Muldall. Oh, everybody up in that Westby dugout, they're not giving up just yet. Tying run now at the plate in the form of Maddie Comey. 1 away. Comey's had several big hits this year. Big hits when they really needed them. See if she can come through again. Swings through that pitch for strike 1. This game is kind of similar to, they played a Saturday double, kind of a quad, I guess you'd call it, up in Watoma where they played River Valley. A very good opponent. They were down late into that one early, ended up tying it up in the 7th, winning it in 9, trying to do the same thing here. Comey hits this one back to Hall. She makes the play. She's going to get the lead runner at third. Nice intelligent play by Scout Hall, and now Prairie to Chien is 1 out away from a regional championship, and Kylie Muldall steps to the plate. She's 0 for 2. Runner still at first and second for Westby. Time's called. Now we're ready to go. Hall ready to go. Here's the pitch to Molodall. And that's a strike. Not sure if he had that as a swing or if he called that a strike. I thought it was a little up and in, but at any rate, it's strike one, 0-1 to the sophomore, Kylie Molodall. There's strike two on the outside corner, and Prairie du Chien fans really getting excited now as they're one strike away. Molodall's in a hole, 0-2. And here comes the 0-2 to Molodall. That's hit right at the first baseman. She makes the catch, and Prairie du Chien has defeated the Westby Norsemen 4-1, and they are regional champions. And congratulations to Prairie du Chien. A well-played, hard-earned victory for the Blackhawks, and they're going to move on Tuesday to play either River Valley or Dodgeville. Common opponents as they're in the same conference, but congratulations to the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back with a summary and some totals right after this. Well, welcome back to Westby. Prairie du Chien just handed the regional championship plaque. Really well-played game by Prairie du Chien. Really stifled Westby's offense, scratched out 4 runs. They got 2 runs in the third, 2 more in the fourth for their 4 runs. Jada Berg pitched well as well. There was just one solid hit that I can remember. That double to score the first 2 runs was squared up. Other than that, they just was able to put the ball in play, scratch out those runs, and that was all they needed. Westby really struggled at the plate. Scout Hall had them off balance all day long. Just managed 4 hits on the night. Got the 1 run back in the 5th. Hannah Nelson was 2 for 3 for Westby. Whitney Hansen 1 for 3, and Olivia Nedland was 1 for 3 as well. So Westby finished the season 19-3. Very good season and careers for all of these girls, and just like to take 1 second and say what a great group of seniors that are going to leave this Westby High School. I haven't looked it up, but I would about assure that there's not another team in the state of Wisconsin that has 10 seniors on the roster, and it was a good group, really good to the underclassmen, very successful group all across the board in all sports, and it's sad to see their careers come to an end. But once again, congratulations to the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks. They played well tonight and earned the regional championship. They will move on to play either River Valley or Dodgeville on Tuesday. Once again, this is Dan Grass thanking you for being with us for Western Wisconsin Video Productions. Thanks for watching.